It's hot outside, it's summertime. Are you thinking about starting a home remodel? I'm Michelle Sloan, your residential realtor with Sibcy, Cline, and this is the SloanSellsHomes.com open house. If you are thinking about doing a home remodel, you need to step back and just take a moment and think about what you're really trying to accomplish. And I've got a guest joining me, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. Brent Crank with Home Solution Source. He's been on the show before. Thanks for joining me again, Brent.
Thanks for having me, Michelle.
Okay, so we're starting a home remodeling project, and I said just stop.
Yes.
What's the purpose of the project? I mean, that's a good question, don't you think?
Exactly. When I go in to look at a project, I want to know why. Why are we doing this project? Is it because something is in disrepair? Is it because it's outdated? Is it because the space is not functioning for you in the proper way? So let's start with the why we're doing it.
I love it.
From there, we can build priorities based off of the why. So if it's something that is in disrepair and it needs immediate attention, obviously our focus is going to be on that. But if it's a function issue, then we need to approach it from a whole different way.
The other thing is, too, we have to think about what our budget is.
Absolutely. Establishing the budget is going to help you determine how far into this project you can go, because as you and I both know, with a remodel, it's limitless how far you can take this thing. If the sky's the limit, then great for you.
Woo!
But for most people, right. So establish what that is, and then that's going to let you know how much of the project you can do yourself, how much you're going to involve a professional, and then what items in there you're going to accomplish. Also, it'll let you know the level of material that you're going to involve in the remodel itself. You want to bring in a couple contractors and always get multiple bids. That's common knowledge. I want to take that a step further.
Okay.
I say get 3 designs, because how do you know bid A and bid C are the same if you don't have a design showing what work is going to be completed by the contractor? So you need a good solid design, and there's tools out there online that you can do that yourself, or you can involve yourself with a company that has a designer to come in and do some space planning for you. And you need to make sure that the materials being quoted and all those quotes are the same. Make sure it's an apples to apples comparison.
That sounds expensive though, Brent.
It can be intimidating to involve a designer for some people, but a good designer will save you money in the end. Now, back to the budget, you know, depending on where you're at, and I say depending on if it's a remodel or a renovation, can really help determine whether you want to bring a designer in or not. Being in the industry, I don't like to do a project without a designer.
Okay.
On a personal note, or at least have a specific solid plan before we get in there of everything they want, material-wise, space planning-wise. We've got to have a good solid plan before we go in there. If a homeowner is going to tackle it themselves, you need to spend that first time planning it out, draw it out, know what your square footage is, and make sure you plan some time for contingencies.
Always. I mean, I know this in my own home and in my own experience, because my husband is the handyman. He is my contractor.
Right.
And he has a full-time job too. So if he says it's going to take a month, it usually takes about 6 months.
Exactly. But no, start with that plan. Know that there's going to be some contingencies. There's going to be some things that you weren't expecting. So you got to plan that in there and set yourself up on a time frame to get it done.
So when we're planning budget, let's say we're looking at a home that's the value of that home is $300,000, and we want to do a kitchen remodel. I know that I've had some contractors go in and say, "Oh my gosh, this is going to be a $50,000 remodel."
Right.
To do everything.
Right. One rule of thumb is to keep your kitchen remodels around 30% of the value of the house.
Oh, that's good information.
Yeah. Master bathrooms, you're looking at about 15% of the value of the home.
Okay.
So that gives people a scale to see if the bids that they're getting from their contractor are on par, or if they're blown out of proportion. And it is important, check out your contractor, make sure he's got pictures of his work.
let's go back through our checklist real quick. So if you're starting a home remodel, you want to start with a plan.
Got your plan.
You want to set a budget.
Right.
You want to draw up some plans.
Absolutely.
Involve a professional, right?
Right.
And
then
then
get ready for the work.
Then we can get
right?
going.
Prep the house. Yeah, get ready.